Welcome to another live stream, guys. My name is Cho. If you're new here, these are my office hours, and we talk about a variety of topics. I always start the stream off with something that's on my mind at the time, and then the rest of the live stream typically devolves into just random conversations at your beck and call. So get comfortable, get yourself a glass of water, a glass of wine, a cup of matcha, whatever you prefer. Get comfortable. I like to always stay comfortable. So that's why I'm always in my robe. And let's talk about what's on my mind tonight. Well, of course, as always, wait a few minutes, a handful of minutes for people to file in. And then I'm just going to start talking about what's on my mind. There are a lot of things that's on my mind today, specifically. Um, Hi DJ. Hi David Pertila Davila. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what is going on because there's a lot going on today. I've had quite the day. I want to thank everyone for their patience and me not being live last night. Just a couple little updates as people file in before we get into the main story of the night. I did not go live last night because I was making syrup all night long with my nephew. He had an event today where he was a vendor. He is trying to become an entrepreneur. And of course, as his uncle, as someone that has somewhat of an entrepreneurial spirit, I am helping him with this. So we had a really successful time, really meaningful time together today. It was a lot of hard work the last 24 hours. He really worked his ass off, and I'm so proud of him. He ended up making, I think, about 250 bucks in revenue, which I'm super excited for. He's 12, by the way. And I don't know how much he made in profit exactly, not quite yet. He's still calculating those numbers. But I'm just so proud of him for getting through this and dealing with me, hammering into his head, all the math and the numbers. Typically, when we hang out, it's typically a fun time. We're cooking together, we're going grocery shopping, I'm taking out to fancy restaurants. But the last couple of weeks have not been so fun with this Uncle Cho because I've had to get the whip out and really hammer home some of these financial um, lessons that's important when it comes to entrepreneurship. So it all worked out. He had an impressive showing. He won an award for having the most unique vendor at this little kid fest or whatever it was called. Anyway, it's been a day. But guys, someone am I gonna talk about this? It's still fresh, and it kind of leads into tonight's story. But I had my car broken into this morning. Not broken into because it was open. I'll give you okay. Oh my god, I don't want to get into too much of a tangent because this my personal story this morning directly ties to today's video. But I did have someone go through my car and they stole my bag, my purse. They stole my bag, everything in it. They stole my nephew's money. They stole everything. And then they dropped it in the middle of the street. I was freaking out because this is, mind you, this was at like 7 o'clock in the morning. This is 7 o'clock in the morning, like 6:50. This happened. I literally went out to my car and I started to load it. I brought my car out to the front because that's where it was closer to the like all the ingredients was closer to the front than the garage. Anyway, I was loading my car. I put my bag and a couple other bags in the front seat. I opened the trunk, opened the trunk so I could come down. I could bring the big thing of syrup, big old gigantic thing of syrup, and I could put it right in the back seat. It was already open, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. And so I go back in the house to go get the cooler with all the syrup in it. And tell me why within five, within five, I think I went to go brush my teeth really quick, but within 5 minutes, he had stolen a lot of shit out of my car. And I completely freaked out. I immediately called American. Well, I didn't call. I chatted with American Express. I told them freeze everything, every card, like freeze every card because that's a lot of money. It's a lot. Like our credit limit is like through the fucking roof. So like, oh my god. So anyway, so we froze. I froze all of the cards because my wallet had all of the cards in them, and my restaurant credit card was also in there. So I had to call the owner of the restaurant and tell him freeze my card, freeze my credit. It was just such a chaotic 30 minutes of my life, and it was so violating and so disgusting of a feeling to like guys. I don't know. I don't. How do I want to say this? Because I want to be sensitive, but I live in a really expensive house. Like my neighbor's house just sold for $1 million. Okay, I don't live in the slums, but I still live in a liberal hellhole of a city, right? And this is one of the biggest issues I have with liberal city living is that no matter how much money you have, no matter how nice your house is, how beautiful your life is, or how good of a person you are and what you do for other people in your neighborhood, these politicians still are okay with unleashing chaos upon you. I literally walked 5 feet out of my home to feel violated. I mean, it's just so disgusting to me. And then you're supposed to feel sympathy for these people that's doing this to innocent people. I'm literally waking up at I literally got 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to take my 12-year-old nephew to some, you know, to another city 30 minutes outside of Columbus to go sell fucking syrup for 4 or 5 hours so that he can experience how to be an entrepreneur. That's what I was doing this morning when a complete mental patient who ought to be in the mental ward unleashed trauma upon my life this morning. It's disgusting, guys. It's disgusting. And I talk about these issues all the time about how we infantilize criminals and we infantilize the mentally ill. We do these things so often. And this is what I'm talking about. And you will not understand unless you have actual empathy, like real empathy, not toxic empathy, but unless you have real empathy, you don't understand how this feels until it happens to you. Now, thank God that when I came back out with the syrup, he wasn't there anymore. He had left, but it had only been like fucking 5 minutes. Fucking crazy, literally. I'm in Lululand. Lululand. This is crazy to me. This is loco. And so, anyway, long story short, at this point, I have to go pick up my nephew because we have to be at this place by 8:30. It's 30 minutes away. Mind you, it's 7 o'clock, 7:15. I'm running late at this point. So like I'm like I like go back upstairs. I woke my partner back up. He's already pissed at me because I'm like making noise. I make noise when I walk around the house. Dude, are you noisy when you wake up in the morning? I'm noisy. I make noise. I'm hard footed. I'm heavy footed. I have a heavy foot. So when I'm and we know our house is built in 1906. So every time you breathe, the house creaks. You know, if you live in an old home, you know what I'm talking about. When you breathe, the house makes all types of noises. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've woken my partner up. He hates my fucking guts. So I come back up. I'm running up the stairs, screaming bloody murder. I'm so pissed because in my head, I'm thinking that this motherfucker stole $50 in cash from my nephew, from a 12-year-old who's doing the right fucking thing as a 12-year-old, right? So I'm enraged. And then And then after I'm so upset about my nephew's $50 that's stolen, I remembered that he stole my bag too. You know, the really important green bag that I rave about all the time by the horse, the Clementine bag by the horse. It looks like a $5,000 bag, but I only paid $150 for it. Everybody talks about it. Even the owner, even my boss, I was texting him, we're talking about um, you know, talking about the credit card, and he's like, "Well, did they get the bag?" Because everyone else, I'm obsessed with my handbag. It may only be $150. It's not a designer bag, but it looks designer, and I love it so much. So anyway, um, then so I'm like, okay, I gotta go pick my nephew. Fuck me. I gotta worry about my nephew and get him to this event on time. So I'm speeding down the street at this point like a bat out of hell. And I get to the corner and I see my nephew and his mom pull around at the same time. And at that same exact time, I saw all my shit in the middle of the street on the corner of my block. When I tell you, I lost my shit all over again. I lost my shit all over again because the guy, this is just, you guys probably don't even believe that this even happened to me. I feel like when I tell stories about my life is very mundane. Listen, I live a very mundane life, but shit happens to me like this. I feel like you guys don't believe me. So I get to the corner and all my shit is strewn all over, like my bag, my lip balm, my sunscreen, my wallet with all my credit cards in it, my check, like all the shit is there, right? And even my nephew's cash with the little wallet, the little envelope with the cash in it, because we had a cash box. That's in the middle of the street. And so now I'm like I have whiplash because like I'm so thankful that like it's all here, but for the most part. But I just went through all these emotions of having to like up in my life. I'm thinking about when I gotta go get a new ID, when I gotta go get these new credit cards, and I had to free. It was just too much at 7 o'clock in the morning for me, guys. It was just too much, and I had 4 hours of sleep. I had only had one matcha latte at this point. I could not compute. I couldn't compute. I couldn't compute. And so I'm in the middle. Listen, this guys, I lost my mind. I'm in the middle of the street cussing up a store. These motherfucking people, how fucking dare he take from a child? I mean, I'm in the middle, and this is 7:30 in the morning. I'm screaming like a bat out of hell. Listen, the ghetto in me came out at that point because I used every mother effort. I called this man everything but a child of God in the middle of the street. I had just lost my mind because that's how I am when I feel disrespected. I like lose my fucking mind. I was so enraged about what he had done, what I thought he had done to my nephew. So then, my bestie and my sister, she's like, well, don't worry, Cho. It's fine. We had bad luck, but we also had good luck, right? You got most of the stuff. He took what he ended up taking, he took a Meyer bag. Okay. This bag had all of my nephew's sample cups in it that we have for making lemonade because he made lemonade to kind of show off the syrups that he had made. So he took all the napkins, all the sample cups. So we had to go back to the store. So we're like really like so now the mom, my bestie, has to go to it was just too fucking much. So I'm like, listen, y'all, I'm gonna just go straight to the event because it takes 30 minutes to get to the city outside of Columbus. I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna get in line and get our space because at 8:30 you cannot come. Like they had no the rule was if you are late by a minute, you cannot participate, right? So I'm like, listen, y'all, I gotta book it. So they're like, okay, we're gonna ride around and see if we can find the man because it had been 10 minutes before when he stole the shit. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden I get a text from my bestie. Oh my god, DJ, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Your benevolence knows no bounds. So I get a text from my bestie, and she's saying, "Oh, we found him, and I got the shit back." And I was like, "What?" So y'all don't know my friend. I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm not gonna dox her anyway. my bestie. So she has the personality of a bulldog, right? So I just immediately thought that she saw this man with the Meyer bag that she had just went out at midnight the previous night to buy for us, and I just imagined her ripping this motherfucker's head off, right? But apparently he was mentally ill. He was like, "Well, I'm just trying to buy a pizza," and she's like, "Well, here's $2 to buy a pizza. Thank you for finding my bag." And she took the bag from him, and then happily ever after, I guess. Happily ever after, I guess. Um, But this is just crazy, y'all. This is just fucking crazy that I live in a house that's almost worth $1 million and I have to deal with this shit. Like that is, and so of course, me and my partner got into a little bit of a tiff because I reminded him how I moved from the suburbs for him. I did. Listen, because y'all don't know this Cho, but Cho used to live in New Albany, Ohio. New Albany, Ohio. Look it up. Look up New Albany, Ohio. I used to live in New Albany, Ohio. Okay. Life was perfect back then. There's no crime in New Albany. Um, People are kind, people are generous, people are safe, people are secure. The taxes are actually doing shit in New Albany, Ohio. So that's where I lived before I met my partner. Okay. But I'm not gonna go too much on that into that little tiff. Anyway, I'm reminded again about all the things I hate about living in the city. I grew up in the city. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. I grew up in not the ghetto, but like a rough part of town. So like I never thought that I would live my adult life in the city because I've always lived in the city, right? And I had finally gotten to a point where I had made enough money to afford to live in a really fancy suburb that was safe, secure, that made me happy. And now I'm back here in this fucking city and I'm dealing with homeless people. I'm dealing with crime. This is not what I deserve, right? I'm a law abiding citizen. I support my community. I volunteer all the fucking time. Nobody deserves this type of treatment. So, anyway, um, that was my short little story time. I know it's been 15 minutes, but short story time about my morning. That was my morning, my afternoon. Let's read some comments. Let's read some fucking. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I live in Columbus. Hey DJ, hey David Pertillo, Davila. Thanks for the Discord channel. Link is in the pinned comment. Thank you so much. Oh hi Leah Bovia. How's it going, baby girl? I'm so happy to see you, Leah. So we're not shipping the syrup quite yet. This is our first go, and my nephew, I think he's interested in selling it more often. But we got to talk to his mom about that, and we got to talk about some outside investments as well, so he can kind of have a good start. But hey, Kenji. Hey, Madison Rose. Hey, Charizard. Hey, Larry. Do you have security cameras, Joe? Well, yeah. But listen, the whole security cameras don't prevent crimes like that from happening. All the and and we'll get into tonight's story after I catch up to the comments. But what do convictions do? Convictions don't do shit. Because spoiler alert, read the fucking title of this stream. I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert for the story. The person who committed this crime, who committed this murder, had been arrested 14 fucking times. 14. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10, not 11, not 12, not 13. 14 fucking times. Senseless. Preventable. But let's not get into that. No, so yes, we have security cameras, but so what? So what? Okay, sure, we have security cameras. Okay, okay. Hey, Rusty. Hey, Tacos. You like my lips? I love my lips too. Sounds like Cali. It's Columbus. Ohio's mostly great, but the cities can be hairy. And I have learned to appreciate, like, don't get me wrong, I've learned to appreciate Columbus for what it is. However, I still prefer the suburb living over living in Columbus. Um, I walk around silently. My wife is noisy as fuck. Oh my god, yeah. Can I paint your nails? No. We don't believe that this happened. Okay. Was the applesauce still there? Yeah, he left the applesauce. Thank the Lord, right? But I have applesauce everywhere. I have apple. So okay, so I forgot to tell this part, but my car was disheveled when I went to it. So first of all, I put the syrup in the back of the car, and then I go back out to the front to put more stuff in there. And I saw my applesauce is out of the middle of my car, my console. I'm thinking, well, that's weird. Why is my applesauce out? And then I'm like, why is this garbage bag in my front seat? Where'd that come from? But other stolen stuff, by the way, other stolen stuff. And then I noticed that my bag was missing. So then I ran in the house to thinking, well, I must have just forgotten it. And I must have just forgotten it. Even though I knew, like, like a sense of delusion came over me. I'm like, oh my God, I must have just imagined me putting my bag in the car. It must be back inside, right? So I ran inside and I was like, wait, no, I really did put it out front. I ran back into the car and I was like, wait, again, my applesauce is out. It's not where it should be. My hand sanitizer is not where it should be. My little wall shoe from Tenchi Muyo. Anybody watch the anime Tenchi Muyo? My favorite character from Tenchi Muyo or Tenchi Universe was Washu, the scientist. I have a little plushy little thing in the car of Washu. She was in the wrong spot. So my car had been completely disheveled. And then it clicked. I was robbed. That's when it clicked. Um, but yeah, the applesauce was still there. Um, I keep applesauce everywhere. I keep it in the desk. I keep it in my book bag. I keep it in my bag. I keep it in my car. Hey Nathan Hazelhurst. Hey Kyle K. Hey Curdle. Um, yeah, I'm in Columbus. Just moved from Chicago. Was just about to say that. Bruh, it's Ohio. Carry the old strap in your fanny pack. I mean, I'm not going to comment on that. But again, carrying the old strap would not have prevented what happened today. Is this happening in Ukraine? I don't know what's going on in Ukraine. Do you see the actual thief? I did not see the actual thief, but my friend did. I mean, he was black. The guy that stole. I mean, the guy's black because my partner actually knows who this person is, but doesn't know. But we've seen this. He has seen this crazy person in the neighborhood several times. So my partner knows who he is by face, and so does my best friend, my nephew's mom. Um, she knows him as well. Applesauce. Oh, we'll get to the wait. Thanks for the info. We'll get to the story soon. He is homeless. I did not file a police report, and yes, he is homeless. Obviously. Okay, so anyway, that's my personal anecdote about this morning. My run-in with once again, for the thousandth time, my run-in with the mentally ill, the homeless, the fucking psychotic. That's what I'm living with in Columbus, Ohio, living in the inner city, Columbus. Um, Partner means you gay, right? I love sucking dick. Yeah, sucking dick and fucking anus. Yes, I like dick. I'm gay. Nice thing to notice. Um, okay, so anyway, um, so let's get into the topic of tonight's story. If you watched, if you've seen the news at all, this is popping up quite a bit right now. Um, So, innocent women stabbed to death on public train. This happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. You have this Ukrainian refugee named Iryna Zarutska. She had just gotten to the United States from Ukraine. You know, they got that senseless fucking war over in Russia and Ukraine that we shouldn't have shit to do with. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to put my feelings aside for a second and focus on the story at hand. But yeah, fuck Ukraine. But anyway, we had this nice refugee from Ukraine. She's 23 years old. She's pretty. She's beautiful. She's trying to get her life together. She's trying to survive, only to be stabbed on the public train here in America. Let me read you a little bit more about it. So, officials released footage today of the brutal murder of Ukrainian refugee Iryna Zarutsky, 23, on the train in Charlotte, North Carolina. The murderer, DeCarlos Brown Jr., had been arrested 14 times. 14 times. Again, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10, not 11, not 12, not 13. DeCarlos Brown Jr. had been arrested 14 previous times. There are 14 different mugshots of this criminal that you can Google right now. You might be wondering, but Joe, what are the charges for? What are the mugshots for? Well, he's a career criminal, so let's unpack them. Several armed robberies, physically assaulting his own sister, leaving bruises on her. By the way, the bitch had bruise marks from him beating the shit out of her. His own sister, damaging private property, trespassing, domestic disturbances, felony larceny. These are just but a few of his crimes, honey. 14 mugshots. I'll repeat, 14 mugshots. Has been arrested 14 times. And a lot of those charges were dropped. They're dropped. It's crazy. Dropped. It's crazy. Um, Absolutely crazy. And you know, liberals fucking love Ukraine. The Democrats fucking love Ukraine. Where's their outrage? I can't wait to see them posting the Ukrainian flag. I want to see Ukrainian flags in the chat. I want to see Ukrainian flags from these Democrats in support of the injustice done against Iryna Krazotsky or whatever the fuck her name is. I want to see Ukrainian flags. I doubt. I won't hold my breath. I won't hold my breath. I won't hold my breath. And you know why? Because again, as the title, as the thumbnail suggests, we infantilize criminals. We infantilize the mentally ill that do harm against others. We baby them. It's like we do this role reversal where somehow the perpetrator is now suddenly the victim, right? They're the victim. And the actual victim, like their victimhood is diminished. It's diminished. And it's more important to highlight the victimhood of the person who murdered another person unprovoked. The video is out. Now, of course, the video has been the part where she's brutally stabbed has been removed and blurred from public viewing. However, in my Discord channel, and always go to the Discord channel because that's where the tea and the receipts always are. Whenever I talk about anything, the receipts are there. The receipts are there. Okay, you can look at the screenshot, and it's harrowing looking at the screenshot of this woman on her phone on the train, probably looking at TikTok. The homegirl, the bitch is probably super excited about pumpkin spice latte season. You know, it's September. She's pre-ordered her UGG boots for the season. She's just living her, she's in America. So like she's living her best life. She's like, I got out away from that crime-ridden, corrupt country, Ukraine, and I'm ready for pumpkin spice latte season, right? Bless her heart. And you can see this fucking screenshot. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You can see this animal with the knife moments before he's about to stab her to death on the public train. What a powerful image. What a powerful image. If that doesn't do anything to you, then you have no virtue and you have no real empathy. But it's toxic empathy that's the culprit here, guys. I've talked about this whole toxic empathy a lot on the channel in these live streams, but it's your toxic empathy that causes this to happen all the time. It's your toxic empathy that has led to this person being released from jail 14 different times to allow him, to encourage him to murder this person. It's toxic empathy. What do I mean by toxic empathy? I'm gonna read you what the mayor said. The mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me see what this motherfucker said. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. So I'm gonna just read it to you because I don't want to paraphrase. I don't want to paraphrase what the mayor said. So I'm gonna just read it to you. Okay. So, in a statement Tuesday, Lyles did not mention the victim by name or discuss any specific measures the Charlotte area transit system or police are taking to address safety on public transit. So none of that was, she didn't mention any of that shit. She focused on the suspect and urged others not to demonize homeless people. The mayor said the suspect appeared to have struggled with mental health and suffered a crisis. She said Charlotte and its transit system are by and large safe. But the incident highlights the need for stronger support systems. She goes on to say, we will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health. Mental health disease is just that, a disease like any other that needs to be treated with the same compassion, diligence, and commitment as cancer or heart disease. That's what the mayor said. That's what the mayor said. And she goes on more. Thank you, David Pertila Davila, for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. By the way, guys, I get really far behind in chat. If you want to expedite me reading your chat, give me a super chat. It's only $1. Only $1. If you want your comment read immediately, $1 will make me holler. Didn't the great ancient Chinese proverb delivered by Honey Boo Boo, didn't she say that? $1 will make me holler. Listen, give me a super chat when your shit read. But I get to all the comments. It's just at a much higher delay. Okay, so this is live. This is live. But listen, I'm in the middle of a rant. Be patient, or pay me money. But the mayor's not done. She goes on to say, people living on the streets are more often the victims of crime than the perpetrators. And says she is committed to working with county officials, healthcare providers, and community leaders to improve services. What are our thoughts on the mayor's statement about this heinous crime? What are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this? The murderer was suffering the murderer was suffering a crisis. I would beg to differ. I would say that if anyone was suffering a crisis, it was probably the poor, innocent Ukrainian refugee 23-year-old woman that was experiencing a true crisis. That crisis being her life being stolen from her. I would say that was the crisis that we should really be talking about right now. Didn't mention her by name, didn't mention her at all. I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting. Language matters. Reading the comments from this mayor is what I mean when I say stop infantilizing criminals. I'll say it again. Stop infantilizing criminals. Now, the thing I experienced this morning pales in comparison to being stabbed to death on a public fucking train. Where is Daniel Penny when you need him? Where is Daniel Penny when you motherfucking need him? Daniel Penny, where you at? You needed to be on this train. You needed to be on this train, Daniel Penny. Somebody go find Daniel Penny. He needs to be security on trains at all times. Any train that's in movement, he needs to be there. Clone the motherfucker. Okay? Because if Daniel Penny was on that train, he would have saved that woman just like he saved that black woman on the train in New York City. Now, I'm not trying to do no necromancy and resurrect old drama with Daniel Penny, but y'all were all wrong on that situation too. Girl. And this is why no one probably did anything to protect her. Because look what happened to Daniel Penny when he did the honorable thing by protecting black women, right? You see, I studied that case to the T. And what was always lost in translation was that the reason Daniel Penny did what he did was because the psychotic person on that train that day was threatening a black woman. All of a sudden, Daniel Penny is now a racist because he's actually being a good Samaritan with courage and honor and integrity and looking out to protect women and children like a man ought to. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Don't fucking piss me off. This is some bullshit and you guys know it. And shame on everyone out there with this toxic levels of empathy that leads to policies. It leads to these criminals and these mentally ill people to be left on the streets to terrorize innocent people, law abiding citizens. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. This whole restorative justice is a bunch of bullshit. You need to get that white guilt. Listen, white guilt is plaguing America right now. It's plaguing America. It's leading to crime. It's leading to this whole hashtag black fatigue that we've been talking about too. You got white people are fucking crazy. Imagine being the majority of a nation and letting it go to shit. Imagine. Imagine. Listen, only Western countries, y'all. Only Western white countries do this shit, y'all. Minority countries don't do this shit. They don't do this shit. It's a white people issue. Not to be racist. Not to be racist. But this is a white people issue. Western whites do this shit. Only Western whites do this shit. The immigration situation, only Western white countries do this shit. Asian countries don't do this shit. They don't tolerate this shit. Arab countries don't tolerate this shit. Fuck. Black countries, African countries don't tolerate this shit. Stop. Stop. It's just crazy that the criminal becomes the victim and society has become more chaotic and more disordered as a result. And I don't know, we need to make mental institutions great again. We need to make prisons good again, great again. We need to make mental institutions great again. We need to make accountability great again. Because otherwise, if left up to the government, there's no place to hide. No place to hide. Again, not to make this, not to center myself and make this, oh, woe is Cho and poor Cho. And oh my God, feel bad for me. But there's no reason that I should have experienced what I experienced this morning. There's no excuse for it. But here we are. So I do want to read some comments, but I also wanted to read a very powerful statement from that I've read on Twitter today that really encapsulated part of the issue and where it's coming from. So I'm sorry about comments. Again, if you want me to read your comment, throw a motherfucker a super chat. Okay. But I am going to read this comment and then I will be out. Then I'll read comments and I think I have it highlighted where I stopped reading. I'll get to it. But this is gonna, be patient, guys. But I think this is important. I think I want to read the whole thing. So I apologize in advance for my lack of brevity. So this is coming from Frank. Dude, stop. He always wanna be doing shit. So this is coming from Frank McCormick. Okay. He says on Twitter, I'm a Twitter power user. I was a public school teacher in the hood for 11 years, and I know this type of kid. The type that would smack the kid sitting in front of him, tell the teacher, I don't give a fuck when corrected, and ruin an entire year's worth of learning for the entire class. His special education teachers would describe him as actually very smart with a lot of potential, despite him failing every class and scoring a 9 on the ACT. There would be countless meetings with him and his mom, and the social worker, psychologist, and principal would speak in soft voices and nod and smile when the kid told them that they wants to be a doctor. They design all sorts of ridiculous accommodations that give him ample room to behave. However, he wanted and terrorized his teachers and peers with minimal consequences. Teachers would spend the entire class trying to rein in his behavior, and when they called security to remove him, they'd have to evacuate the entire class first. He'd rarely receive any consequences. The principal would reprimand the teachers for not building a relationship with him and accuse them of singling him out because he was black. As a result, they'd give up and his behavior would escalate. If he was really bad, he'd get a timeout in a special room where he'd sit on his phone and tell the supervisor to shut the fuck up if they said anything. Maybe he'd have to partake in a peace circle if he became violent. Eventually, he'd get socially promoted to his senior year of high school, and there would be a massive effort to get his credits recovered, mostly by pressuring teachers to give him alternative assignments and 50% for the work he didn't do. He'd walk down the graduation stage and everybody would cheer, and he'd probably do something embarrassing like give the finger to the audience. As a young adult, he'd walk the city, behaving exactly as he did in school, because he'd been socialized to learn there are zero consequences for his behavior. Depending on the city, he'd probably get similar treatment from the cops. In public, afraid of creating a public scene that would lead to riots in their city, aka BLM. One day, he'd snap and do something like this. And only then would everyone act surprised, as if this wasn't largely in part due to how our public schools negatively socialize and enable the behavior of animals that should be locked up or institutionalized as teenagers. I rest my case. I rest my case. I rest my fucking case. Duke, stop. I rest my fucking case. So we are going to I'm going to scroll up and start reading and skimming some of the comments that I missed earlier. What self-defense weapons can you use in your state? I'm not going to talk about that. I don't talk about my relation with self-defense because it's not something that's for public consumption, and I believe in the Second Amendment rights, and they're for my safety. It's not, to be honest, it's not a teaching point for you guys. I'm not teaching y'all about what I do, what I care, what I don't care. I'm not teaching y'all shit when it comes to that, right? Because I think that's a security risk. But I recommend that you look them up in Ohio. I live in Ohio. Only way people can say retarded. Oop, oop, oops. Fucking demonetized. Give me a super chat, y'all, for getting demonetized. Fuck me. Evie is a typical mean Asian. We a Trump supporter. I have a Muslim Indonesia coworker. Every time she talks, she always say, "You're so gay, so mean." No Asian racism. Oh my god. We call someone gay. What? Okay, you guys are just talking shit. Um, y'all haven't really said anything interesting. Do you think it's stupid Trump banned flag burning? Yes, I do. Very dumb. Very big waste of time. Um, what do you like better, freedom of speech or expression speech? It's an okay place. Wouldn't go there unless I was going to die like most places. Thank God Trump is president. The West is so fucked. Get out while you can. Funny enough, we could have 4 SWAT officers with an APC at every school in America. Rudy, thank you for the super chat. It's Trump's America. You can say the R word. I mean, you're right, Rudy. Thank God. But listen, I'm still on YouTube. And I feel like YouTube, I got demonetized 2 nights ago for saying the F word, the F slur against gay people. So I'm trying to make money here. But thank you for the super chat, Rudy. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting free speech on the YouTube platform. We don't censor comments here. We only censor spam, so just don't spam and don't dox people. But you can say what the fuck you want to say here in this community. So thank you so much, Rudy, for the super chat and for the support. We appreciate you so much. We could have 4 SWAT officers for the APC at every school in America, and it could probably only cost like 120 billion, but not that much compared to say the military. Um, I know that Major did not just basically Mayor ignore what happened to the victim and basically help the murderer in a way. Yeah, she did. She was robbed of her life and liberty in pursuit of happiness in an instant. Yep, yep. And nobody helped her. No, why would they? Why would anybody help her? Why would anybody help her when look at what they did to Daniel Penny? Why would anybody help her? To have their own life ruined? Girl, these are predators choosing vulnerable targets. And that happened in public train. Yeah, happened in public train. This is very scary because it can happen to anyone, and people don't understand that we are all in danger and we need to come together on this issue. I agree, Cat B. I 100% agree. 100% agree. It's obvious. It's common sense. But we have a thing called toxic empathy that infantilizes criminal behavior in mental patients. So no, we can't. So no, we won't be coming together. When we have the mayor of the fucking city coming out with a comment like that, not acknowledging the victim at all, but instead choosing to spend so many words and efforts defending and making us feel sorry for the person who murdered an innocent person unprovoked on the public train. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Do not let them gaslight you. Do not let them gaslight you into feeling sorry for this heinous person that did this. You should feel angry that these governments are allowing people on the streets like this. You should be enraged because Cat B is right. Could have been you. Could have been me. Could have been your daughter. Hey, Cooney, I'm doing really well. It's been a long day, but I'm doing well. Life could be worse. I could be dead on the train in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I shouldn't fucking complain, I guess. Oh, hey, Steve K, what's going on? Easy times make soft men. Listen, honey. Listen, Steve K. I miss you, Steve K. I hope that your family is doing well. I hope that you have been doing well. You haven't been to the stream in a long, long, long time, but I always appreciate your succinct, um, but high value contributions to the discussions that we have here, Steve K. So thank you for coming back for a little bit. Cooney, I love your streams. I love you. Even if they could have done something, the guy had a knife. I would not want to be stabbed either. I mean, yeah. I would go to jail to keep someone safe. I mean, you are courageous. You're courageous. Toxic empathy. You nailed it. Hey, Stumpy Frog, where is the empathy? Bro speaks pure facts. It's tough because people make it racial, but it's just plain facts. Listen, people want to be victims. People want to be victims. That victimhood, the victimhood Olympics is a race that everybody wants to compete in because everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy in the victimhood Olympics. Everyone gets a trophy. You know, you can pick anything about your identity and you get a trophy. Do you have identity? Well, white men don't get a trophy. They're the only group that doesn't get a trophy, right? But everybody else gets a trophy. Even white women get a trophy, but white men can't get a trophy. They don't get the trophy in the victimhood Olympics. No, 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 no. Not that, not them. Not them. They're targeting women always like that. Women need to bear arms. I believe that Second Amendment rights is a women's rights issue. The great equalizer. Toxic empathy. Never heard of that term, but I think that's exactly what it is, Rudy. It's exactly what it is. It's fucking exactly what it is. Oh my god, he's a poor black. But he's a poor black man that didn't have a father in his life, and he has mental issues. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear that. If this is my daughter that's been stabbed to death, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. It's because these liberals live in their little safe. Well, until it's not so safe. Until it's not so safe. Again, when it happens to them, then they may say, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about this particular issue." But sometimes, not even then, they're still committed to their delusion and to their toxic empathy. White liberal women, I'm telling you, it's different breed, different breed. Because they're the ones signing the petitions. They're the ones signing the petitions right now to release restorative justice, releasing criminals, bond reform. Let me sign my address and sign my signature and sign my phone number. Yes, put this on the ballot. Meanwhile, they're the ones complaining about how they can't take the train to the club on a Friday night because they don't feel safe. Because we got psycho people going around New York City clocking women going upside their fucking heads. Girl, stop. Stop. Be nice to people on the way up because you'll meet them on the way back down and they'll remember that part, period. I know some group of Muslims men follow me around and talk nasty, even threatening me, say will rape my princess. These people are really sick. Oh, because you're a proud atheist. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there is a mental health crisis on our hands. There is a mental health crisis. Yeah, and multiple things can be true at the same time, Rudy. Yes, there's a mental health crisis on our hands. That does not mean that we deserve, as innocent, law-abiding citizens that are not bothering bitches out here in public, we do not deserve to be harassed. We do not deserve to be murdered. Um, we don't deserve that. And I think we need to start putting the needs of the law-abiding people who are making good decisions, who are contributing to society, we need to start putting them first and making sure that we are not overvaluing the victimhood of these criminals or mental patients over the victimhood of actual victims. I just can't. I can't take it, yo. I can't take it. Prison is wonderful. Free rent and food every day, 24-hour medical care, educational programs, recreational service. Part of this mental health crisis, I honestly believe that it's actually demonic possession. Yeah, I don't want to get into all that, but I believe that. Yeah, I do believe that. Um, well, I just share the same experience I had, though. Man, I would love to have a gay black friend. They're so funny. Well, thank you, Slippy Frog. I'm your black gay friend. I'll be your token. Join the Discord, y'all. Hi, RJ Lupin. Hey, Cookies. Your boyfriend has a big butt. Not bigger than mine. RJ Lupin. I bet you. I bet you it's not bigger than mine. He don't do as many squats as I do. I do prisoner squats. I do sumo squats. I do curtsy lunges. I do explosive squats. RJ Lupin, your boyfriend has nothing on me, honey. Sorry to inform you. It is what it is. I don't make up the rules. You're also in Ohio Cookies? Oh, that's awesome. The great state of Ohio. It's one of the best states. Most underrated state, I think, honestly. Do you have tattoos? Shark Zoo? I have no tattoos. I'll never get a tattoo. I like the look of tattoos. I think the tattoos are very sexy, but I'll never get a tattoo. Never. I don't have any piercings. I'll never get a piercing either. No, no, no. I'm a unicorn. How many people you know that have never had a piercing or a tattoo? How many? Probably just one. Probably just me. Never had a piercing, never had a tattoo, will never get either. Facts. I've been carrying concealed for years and haven't told us so. Yeah, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. The people who need to know will find out when they need to know. If you want to find out what I'm carrying, then good luck. Good luck. Hey, Lukeland Julian, how are you? What's going on? Always happy to see you. Freedom of expression is nowhere in the Constitution. It's just been interpreted that way by commies. The girls like to talk. I won a football game. I was cheerleader. Oh, that's awesome, Majestic. Mama say, Mama say. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Icy Lightning. I picked up a writer speaking about the Charlotte train incident. Pretty unbelievable. Believable, actually. Addison, actually believable if you've been paying attention to how we view crime in America these days. Pretty believable. Like, when I first saw the news, I just knew he had been arrested at least 10 times. I knew he had been arrested at least 10 times. I've watched too many of these stories. I've read too many articles. I've seen too much. I already knew he had at least 10 convictions. I had already knew that. Now, I didn't know that he had 14, but I knew he had at least 10. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Look at the Daniel Penny case. Look at a lot of these big mainstream cases that went viral and were controversial, and how we always victimize the person who's actually defending themselves or others. Stop. So believable, believable. Addison A. This was a believable story to me. Wasn't shocked in the lightest. But I think because I had my own personal incident with a mentally ill person this morning, a homeless person, I just felt called to touch on this type of story again because I had my own personal, not to the same extent at all, not even close, but another situation where I was a victim of theft, temporary theft, I guess. Um, Death threatened me just for having different views. Support him in another chat. Girl, what are you talking about? The sad reality, what happened to the woman is relatively close to where I live. No one is safe with the toxic empathy going around. We need to stop the toxic empathy. I'm tired of victimhood. You're right. And it can happen anywhere. I'm so sorry that you live close to that. Imagine hearing the news and hearing how the mayor spoke about the actual, well, hearing how the mayor didn't touch or speak about the actual victim and instead infantilized the person that murdered her. Girl, I'd be looking to move out of Charlotte, North Carolina any second now. Like, hi Cho, whenever you get a chance, will you please do the noise talk? I think the noise talk is comparable to the Wendy Williams. How you doing? I'll have to read a comment. We don't have any disgusting dumb liberals in the chat tonight. So I can't do the woke talk, the woke speak, the woke Poindexter, the loser Poindexter. We don't have any like nasty comments, so I can't really like. We don't have any dumb. We don't have any dumb comments. Jara Millionaire. Not yet. Let me not speak too soon. But the voice will come out eventually when I read some dumb fucking comments. It always comes. The dumb comments always comes. Um, the woke liberal left are most racist. I put that in parentheses because not all leftists are bad. I agree. Most of my closest friends are liberals, actually. And I love my friends. Thank you, Luke Julian, for the super chat. I really appreciate your generosity, your benevolence knows no bounds. Your contribution to tonight's stream is going to enable me to continue putting free speech forward and first in all of my content. Listen, I get in trouble a lot with my partner for the things I say because he's a lot more sensitive than I am. He's a lot more, politically savvy. I'm not any of that. And people call me out all the time. People call me racist. I'm a coon. I'm an anti-Semite. I'm transphobic. I'm misogynistic. I want to be the. You just want to be the last gay. That's what someone said like a week ago. You just want to be the last gay. Yeah, double O 67. No, double O 69. The last gay. Cho. That's me. There can only be one. I'm trying to be the last gay, apparently. But people say that all the time. I don't mind. Say what you want to say about me. I don't censor your comments. I love the hate comments. It's fine. Because unlike a lot of people out there, I don't derive my validation or my self worth from other people. I'm only fucking one person. So as long as him and I are good, I don't give a fuck what y'all got to say on the internet about me. I'm sorry. I wish I cared more sometimes, but I don't. So again, thank you so much for the support to the channel. I talk about some things that gets me demonetized. Whenever I talk about, America sucking Israel's dick, I get demonetized. Whenever a really bad word slips out, I get demonetized. So, you know, it is what it is. So thank you for the super chat. I really, truly appreciate it a lot. Um, did you enable all messages? I did. I did. Thank you, DJ. I did. I'm getting good. I'm getting good. You're teaching me. I'm like a dog, and you're teaching me. Like every day, you're like, sit. Here's a treat. You know, pin the Discord channel, and then enable all messages. Repetition is working. See, even old dogs can learn new tricks. I'm learning. Snoop Dogg, A Money, been missing you. Oh, hey, A Money, what's going on, A Money? I miss you too. Give me the low lights and the highlights of your life so far since you last been here. What the fuck? Educated Snoop Dogg, new face unlocked. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Haley. No tattoos is the new tattoo. Rudy, I think you're right. I think you're right. No tattoos, no piercings is the new tattoo. I'm gonna tweet that. That's a good one, Rudy. Let me tweet that. No tattoos is the new tattoo. It's true. No, it's true. It's true. No tattoos is the new tattoo, and no piercings either. So it's a new tattoo. The left would be like, oh, here we go.
You're a gay black man. That's not on our side. You're a racist.
Yeah, that's what they would say. That's what they call me all the time. I'm a coon. What they say? I'm an Uncle Tom. They say all types of shit about me. Girl, it's fine. Okay. Yo, what's up, bro? What do you think about Master Chief? I have Snake. Who's Master Chief? Who are you talking about? Perfect Cell. Trump Steen Gay Studio 54. Oh my god, that's funny, Jazzy Smith. Hey, Jazzy Smith, what's going on? Charlotte has a Soros bought DA fact. Well, no shocker there. Um, we got 39 people in the chat and only 17 likes. Y'all are some fakes and frauds. Fakes, frauds, homos, disgusting animals. Disgusting. Um, don't let MAGA make you hurt yourself. Be strong. Nothing is forever. Um, Jazzy, it's not MAGA who did the stabbing. It's not. It's not. Not at all. Hey, Blessed, what's going on, Blessed? America bending over Zionists. Mm-hmm. Period. Fuck what others think and say. People will say and think whatever they want and make up stories about you without knowing you. Listen, I've learned really quickly, y'all, that even when you do everything right, you're still wrong, according to most people on the internet. Even when you do everything right, you're still wrong. Even when you say all the right things, you're still wrong. You still said the bad things, and you're bad for not saying particular things. So I just learned. I think I was around in my mid 20s, like 24, 25. Joe, like, why are you so pressed about what bitches say to you and about you? Listen, if you want to believe that I'm anti-Semite or transphobic or racist, or believe it. Does not move me, not one bit. You believing that does not move me. I sleep well every night. Well, I didn't sleep well last night because I only got 4 hours of sleep. I was making so much syrup for my nephew for his like entrepreneurship thing that we did today. So I didn't sleep well that last night because I was kind of stressed because I had him up really late at night and I felt so bad because he's like only 12 and like 12-year-olds should not be up past midnight, especially when we have a big event like this. So I was feeling bad. I was stressed out. I had to pack things in the morning. It was just too much. I was like, and I couldn't go to bed. I got 4 hours of sleep. But typically, I sleep well every night. And your comments don't move me one way or another. Okay? I be seeing people on Twitter use this as propaganda. America politicians bending over for design. I mean, Jazzy. That's what we do for Israel. Like I'm so shocked that Trump can even talk. I'm shocked he can even talk with so much Israeli jizz in his mouth. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he can get actual words out. What? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Um, he didn't say communist. Gorpers. Oh, the Gorpers don't like me either. I got into the fight with the Gorpers recently too. See, other a lot of people like to think that I'm like super far right, and maybe I am according to most people. I don't know. I don't really care what you guys think, but everybody hates me. Everybody hates me. The Groypers hate me. I just got into the biggest Twitter fight with them recently because they're low IQ, right? They're incels. They don't get no pussy, and so they're mad at me. They're mad at me because I got a good life. Go watch that stream where I talk about that whole situation. Um, but the Republicans don't like me. The Democrats don't like me. Nobody likes Cho because Cho actually has principles that he abides by, no matter who's the president, no matter who's in Congress, no matter what the situation is. Principles don't change. They don't change. Whereas with most other people who belong to these groups or these political identities, their principles they blow in the wind like a leaf in the windy city Chicago, right? They don't know where they're going. One minute they're for bodily autonomy, right? My body, my choice, right? They want to have abortions, okay, but then they want to force jabs. They want to force, COVID vaccines. What do you mean? What? What are you talking about? Things like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. So everybody hates me, but girl, that's fine. Um, yes, they will criminalize you even though you did right thing. My health's been out of control. I had to boss up on myself for a minute, doing better. Well, I'm proud of you, A Money. Listen, it's a good thing to recognize when you are faltering. And I had a situation too. I had to cancel a couple streams. Oh my god, the stream went bad. Oh, I gotta update you guys on Breeze Line. Oh my god, I talk. Wait, we'll get there. Let me respond. We'll respond to A Money first, real quick. Then I gotta give you an update on my internet provider because I got them and I set a trap. I laid a trap for them today, and they fell right into it. We'll touch on that. Breeze Line update coming up soon. We gotta have periodic Breeze Line updates. Um, Oh, so I was saying, yeah, it's important to know when you are not performing at your most optimal and then to course correct immediately. Like don't wait to do it because I have a bad habit and I'm preaching this right now, but I don't follow my own advice on this particular issue. I usually take on a lot of stuff. I fill my plate up. Like my life is like a buffet, right? I live at a buffet. My life is a buffet and I only got one plate. But I keep putting, and I got one plate and only one time to go up to the buffet. So I'm piling shit on, piling shit on, piling shit on to the point where I'm overwhelmed and can't take it. And then things start breaking, right? Things just start breaking. You gotta know when you are reaching your breaking points where you need to actually make changes, say no to things, say yes to things. Basically, you gotta develop discernment as it relates to your growth and your health, right? You gotta develop that discernment and knowing when you gotta take a step back from things, when you gotta take a step forward into something that you need to improve your health. So I don't know what you've been going through, A Money, but I'm so happy that you are back on the right track. And hopefully, you learned a little bit about yourself that you can take into the next situation so that you are not falling back into these habitual bad habits. So, um, everybody put a heart in the chat for A Money because we want to lift people up. I know I bitch about people all the time, but we also want to lift people up when they need to be lifted up. So, we love you, A Money. Heart in the chat for A Money. Okay. Listen, when I turned 23, 24 years old, something changed in me and I decided to do and say what I want and stop worrying about other people's feelings and thoughts. If it's not important, I don't worry. That part. And so let's unpack that a little bit because it's not just not caring. I know am very blunt and I'm not very articulate when I say this because I just get a little emotional, I guess. But it's not so much that I don't care about people's feelings. It's the fact that I know I can't control their feelings. So it's basically a submission of lack of control. I can't control how you feel about me. You can influence people, obviously. You know, if you're an asshole, then that behavior is influencing people to not like you. But for the most part, everybody's in control of their own emotions, not everybody else's, right? You can't control how somebody reacts to you. And so when I say I don't care about what people think about me, the reason why it's a form of protection, because for me to care that deeply would be extra work. It would be a futile exercise, right? So that's why that's important. That's kind of unpacking why you should focus more on your behavior and making sure that you are behaving in a virtuous way, making sure that you are behaving in a way that you want to be treated the way that you're treating other people, right? And if you just focus on that one thing right there, you'll be fine. If you know that you're treating people the way that you want to be treated, then you'll be just quite fine, right? You don't got to worry about other people's emotions and feelings, right? Fuck, that water tastes so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, I am so dehydrated. I ran 9 miles. So today was my Saturdays, Sundays, I switch between the days are my long run days. I'm training for a half marathon, October 19th, Nationwide Children's Hospital, charity for the children in the hospital. Anyway, so I was supposed to run 10 miles, but I've just had too much shit going on. And I only got 4 hours of sleep. I had a stressful day. I had a fucking psycho steal out of my car at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I had a rough day. I didn't eat that much. And so my run, I was feeling good. I was feeling good because it's like officially fall. I love running in the fall. It's like my season. It's the season of the witch. Like it's a season of the witch. I love the season of the witch. So I'm running. I'm a boss ass bitch. Like I'm like my run is like super cunt. Like I'm like oh my pace. I'm like 10. I'm like 10 minute a mile. I'm like on mile 8. I get to mile 9 of my 10-mile run. Total cramp. I cramped. It's so fucking embarrassing. Both my thighs started cramping. I could not walk. I couldn't walk. So like my bitch ass, like I had to stop. I had to completely stop. This is so embarrassing to even admit this on live. But like I like had to stop. I could barely stand. I couldn't walk at all. I couldn't even walk. I'm like leaning up against a wall. I'm like trying to massage my thighs. I'm like kind of groaning. I'm like, I'm like dying. And then this nurse walks by. Are you okay, sir? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm fine. Um, it was just a mess. It was just a mess. So I ended up having to like walk most of the way home that last mile. I had to walk mile 10 home, which I'm really disappointed about, but I can only do what I can do. So I shouldn't be, I tried my best, so I really shouldn't be disappointed. I got next Saturday to run, 10 miles again. So, I'll get it. I'll get to it. But I didn't want to push myself because I can't get injured a month before the race. I can't get injured a month before. So anyway, what are we talking about? Um, People like you keep me hopeful. Common sense is far gone. It's scary. Listen, Twirl, I'm telling you, I'm not smart. I don't proclaim to be smart. I'm not super intelligent. I'm not an expert on many things. I think I consider I am above average knowledgeable about nutrition, about exercise, nutrition, things of that nature, a little bit of biochemistry and nutrition. I'm an expert on those things. I'm an expert on skincare. I used to be a skincare influencer, so I know a lot of I know my shit when it comes to those topics. This whole political landscape, y'all. I'm not an expert. I'm not like the super duper well researched type of guy. I'm just giving you guys my opinion, right? But I think that my opinion is backed up by common sense. So I don't proclaim to know everything, which is why I am so into um allowing free speech and allowing these liberals and people that think differently than me to come in and to challenge me. Who's the guy? Dreamy Narc. He's been here, in my asshole the last several streams. And I appreciate him because he keeps my iron sharp. He keeps me sharp. I like when a motherfucker comes in here and the chat's all against him, and he's like, "No, bitch, you still fucking wrong, Cho. You still fucking wrong." Like I love when people stand 10 toes down on what they believe in because we need more. We need more conversations, not less. We need more conversations, not less. Right. So I appreciate people who think differently than me, and I'm okay being wrong too. I'm okay being wrong. There's no pride here with me being wrong. Listen, because I don't know a lot of shit. I'm not the most educated person ever. I know a couple things. I know about nutrition. I know how to lose weight. I know how to diet. I know how to lift the weight. You know, I know how to apply some shit. I know how to keep my collagen production at a high rate. I can do those things, right? I know that shit. I'm not an expert on everything else, guys, right? These are discussions. These are meant to be discussions and conversations and sometimes, a little heated debate. Anyway, we live in fucked up America. What we do, Magic Johnson. You're right. Free thinker. I try to be. I love the hearts for A Money. Hey, Adriana. Oh no, someone got in your car, girl. Green tea. Just rewatch the beginning of this. Watch the first 17 minutes of the live stream. I'm gonna end the stream in 9 minutes. We gotta end. We end the stream at 90 minutes. So in 9 minutes at the 90-minute mark. But when we end the stream, green tea girl, just I don't want to get all upset about it all over again. Um, but just watch the first 17 minutes of the live stream. Okay. Um, Electrolytes, listen to your body, you'll get there. So yeah, green tea about me running. So when my thighs cramped up and I couldn't walk, I popped in a couple of those salt stick fast chews. I don't know if you know those, but they're like the little tablets. They taste like sweet tarts and they're really tasty except for the watermelon. I thought that because I'm a blackie, I would love the watermelon, right? Because I love watermelon. Um, but it's fucking disgusting. It was so gross. But all the other ones are really good. I love the coconut. The coconut's really good. Coconut's very underrated. Love the coconut. I love the lemon lime. It tastes just like Sprite. You pop that sweet tart, well, the salt chew in your mouth. It tastes just like a Sprite. It's so good. It's so good. And they call them fast chews because they're fast acting. And so, for example, I couldn't walk. I popped a couple of those in my mouth and I could walk. So really the electrolytes really helped a lot, but then I tried running and it just wasn't enough. So I didn't really have enough electrolytes to get me through that last mile. Um so it is what it is. I'll be fine. But yeah, electrolytes are great. Do you like to read books? Not really. Mike Heroic, Snoop Dogg, too zesty. Yeah, zesty. Hey, local UHC player. Any last minute questions? The last 7 minutes of the stream. What else is going on? Any other thoughts on tonight's story that we talked about? Any thoughts on toxic empathy, infantilizing criminals? What do we think? Okay, West. Welcome, West. I used to keep organic baby food packages when I push myself, just careful of the flavors. Oh, Breeze Line. Oh, DJ, I get so discombobulated during these streams. Thank you as my premier, most loyal moderator, keeping my ass on track and organized. So Breezeline update, y'all. My internet service provider. So I called these motherfuckers. Well, no, I chatted with them. I wanted to lay a trap down because recap. So I'm gonna give you the too long didn't read version, but go watch a previous stream where I rant about Breezeline. It's a whole stream about Breezeline, and it has Breezeline in the title. Dear Breezeline, it's like a big rant, 30-minute rant. The too long didn't read version is I am currently paying $167 for 1 gig of internet per month. Okay? They are robbing me blind. I go on the website and I put in my address to see. I'm in private mode. I'm in private mode. I put in the address right near me to see what are they offering my address. for 1 gig. So they're offering a promotional fee of $40 a month for my plan. But when you are a member of a client of Breezeline, you can't see your package that you pay for on your account settings. Not at all. They hide it intentionally. Intentionally, they hide it. So when your fees rack up and rack up and rack up, you kind of forget what you're paying for. So I had an incident with Breezeline recently. We're not going to cover that, but we had an incident with them, and that caused me to think, well, how much am I really paying? What am I getting from this motherfucker? Because I'm ready to change, right? So I'm like, hey, ma'am, hey, Grace. Her name is Grace. Um, Fuck Walter, by the way. So I'm like, hey, Grace, like, can you just tell me like what package I have right now? What am I paying for? What's my internet speed package? She's like, oh, you get 1 gig. I'm like, well, what's 1 gig? Because it didn't say 1 gig on the materials, promotional materials. So she's like, you have 1 gig. I'm like, what's 1 gig? I'm really dumb. I don't know what 1 gig means. Because I want the receipts. I want the fucking receipts. I want her to say exactly the internet speed. Not in these terms that are not listed on the website. I want her to say exactly what's on the website. I'm like, so what does 1 gig mean? What does 1 gig mean? You know, I'm playing like a dumb fucking blonde. Um, and she's like, oh, it's like 1,000 ms b or whatever it is. Like it's 1,000 over 50. I'm like, okay, okay, gotcha. Thank you for clarifying that and confirming that's what I'm paying for. So then I'm like, oh, by the way, Grace, I was just checking and it looks like my area can actually get the same plan for $40 a month. Isn't that so strange? That it's you guys are offering it for so much cheaper than what like it's literally 4 times cheaper than what I'm currently paying. So how about you just change that for me? How about you just change it to that $40, right? Now mind you, I've read the fine print. The $40 a month is a promotional charge. The actual charge that they will bump you up after 24 months is $80. Still 50 fucking percent less than what I'm paying today. So then, all of a sudden, she's trying to backtrack, pussy pop, tootsie roll around what's really going on and what's because I got her in a trap now. She's like, well, I can't really help you with that. I'm gonna have you talk to our sales team because you have a legacy. You have a legacy plan, and what you may need to get is a straight up plan. Bullshit meter is going off the fucking charts. So I'm thinking to myself, and I tell Grace, well, Grace, I'm confused. What exactly is a legacy plan and what is a straight up plan? Because that sounds very wishy washy to me. I need you to clarify. She tells me, well, I can't answer that question. I'm gonna need you to call this 1-800 number, da 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 da, and you gotta talk to them on these hours, these days, da 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 da. Bitch, I'm calling them Monday morning. Don't worry. And I got all this shit screen recorded and screenshot. I'm gonna tell these salespeople, don't fuck with me. Because what you are going to do, I'm gonna tell them you have options. I'm gonna tell you all the options you have, okay? Option number one, you're gonna give me that $40 promotional fee, okay? Today, starting fucking today. You're gonna give me that promotional fee, number one. Number two, we can go back and forth and you can just charge me for the standard plan for 1 gig, which is $80 a month. Okay, that's option two. Option number three, you can disconnect all this shit in here. So those are your options. Those are the options they're going to be given Monday morning. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I am done. I'm done. I'm done. I've got the receipts. So those are your options. Those are your options, Breezeline. Breezeline people. Breezeline people. Those are your fucking options. I will be paying either $40 a month with Breezeline or $80 a month with Breezeline or $0 a month with Breezeline. Those are the options come Monday morning. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. So that is the update with Breeze Line. You guys will get another update on Breeze Line next Wednesday when we go live again. So we go live tomorrow night too, but I won't. They're closed all of a sudden. So then I was like, "Well, Grace, isn't this the?" So when I got into this chat, this is about upgrading my technology. This is about upgrading my plan. You mean to tell me that you all of a sudden can't upgrade my plan? I can't manage my plan. Now I got to call an 800 number now? Bitch, stop the capping. Stop the manipulation. Y'all gonna get me on the phone and talk about some bullshit. But I'm gonna make it real clear. I'm not gonna be on the phone with you hoes for an hour. It's gonna be real clear. I'm gonna give you the options, and then you're gonna choose which option you wanna give me out of those three. It's gonna be a real quick conversation. I promise you that. I promise you fucking that. Fucking bullshit. They've been raping me on the internet for far too long. Enough is enough. Enough. Okay. So we're gonna end the stream. I'm gonna read some last comments, and then we'll end the stream. I used to keep organic. Wait. I joined late, but what did we talk about? The title. We talked about the woman from Ukraine being stabbed to death on a public train in North Carolina by a man that was arrested 14 times. A lot of them for violent crimes, mind you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Period. And will DJ. Well, you do keep me on track. You do. It's the truth. It is flattery, but it's also the truth. It's a double whammy. Hey DJ, I'm going through so much. Depression's kicking in hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, VHS. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh no. It's some love. You got some love. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, VHS. You're awesome. I sub. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, hashtag Sarah. I appreciate you. Hopefully you join the Discord channel. Join the Discord channel. It's in the pinned comment below if you're on mobile, above if you're on PC. Just copy and paste that into your web browser, or you can join the Discord. That's where we talk all the time. We talk a lot of shit there. My storage locker is doing that to me, charging me 340 what they're charging the unit next to me 74. They said I could have the 70 if I pull everything out of my unit and go right back in. What the hell? Bitch, don't play with me. They playing games. You ought to take all your shit out. You ought to take all your shit out and go to a new unit. Motherfucker, I wish they would. I wish they fucking would. Hey sir, what's going on? Hey Pepe Lee. We're gonna end the stream. I'm tired. I'm dehydrated. I gotta go to church in the morning. So thank you guys for joining tonight's live stream. We had a pretty lively discussion. I'm sure the comment section is going to be crazy. For those that actually watch the video, a lot of liberals are going to be in my comments talking about,
But what about he didn't have a father at the home? But what about his mental illness? He was facing a medical crisis at the time.
like, girl, save it. Save it. Okay? All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the Discord channel. Love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the super chats to everyone that gave me a super chat. I really, really appreciate your benevolence, guys. It really, really means a lot to me. And I consider those dollar amounts to be an investment in this community because it really does help me to continue creating content. People say that all the time, but it actually does help me specifically to continue creating content. It does. Truly, it does. Okay, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night, 11 o'clock.